Hello, peeps. I am Tidbit, and today we are doing a solo run of the Ace Attorney voiceover, live dub shenanigans, whatever I'm calling this. I waited like an extra minute to see if anyone would show up, and no one's here. So, let's do this. Alright, Tidbit, she, her, I do voice acting, I play games, and today we're voice acting a game. February 23rd, 9:34 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright?
Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas.
Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area.
Don't worry about me. No matter what the outcome, I'm ready to accept my fate.
I believe in you, sis.
Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes?
A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that.
Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there is one decisive difference between you and her.
And that is...
You're not a defense attorney.
I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright.
My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's gonna bail me out this time. This is proof of my own darn skill. Okay, maybe a little bit of Fae. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself.
Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way.
Okay.
February 23rd, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 9.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot.
Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything.
However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Wright, Mr. Edgeworth. Are you all right, Judge? No! I'm still having side effects of being possessed. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand. The Cough-Up Queen. Haven't I seen you somewhere?
You ordered the caviar lunch, right?
Oh, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. Possession takes a lot of metabolism.
Ah, and for you, I have a fiesta bowl.
Thanks. Is that supposed to be like a feastable? I don't want lead in my food. Will the witness state her name and profession?
Ah, and you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox?
It's too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please.
Well, Your Honor, how does it taste?
So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. No, wait, no, that's still a side effect. Apparently you're not supposed to eat anything within 13 hours, or it'll hurt. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Tippled pacioca. Name, profession, now!
Me? The name's Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth?
Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait! I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up. I also have pretzels. Yummy. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime.
Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional.
Huh? What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective.
But what? Miss Star was a detective?
Huh. Oh my gosh, these side effects are numerous. It's hard to keep track of. But I know who you are. Cough up. Cough up.
Cough up Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see.
Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star. Just who is this lady?
If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up the prosecutor's spaces. Yes?
Wait, that was my line. I suppose that's to keep the visitors from taking up the prosecutor's spaces, yes?
The crime took place by a car in the back of A block, in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot.
And who was this valiant witness?
Why, it was me, Your Honor.
The witness? Did you see the very moment of the crime?
Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor.
It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright, I can't agree on principle, Your Honor.
It seems that some poor losers are willing to accept the truth, are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining?
If you can, then give them your worst, Mr. Wait, are they talking about me? Uh-oh. Witness's account.
Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Ah, there's a potato in chat. Hello. The great potato. Greetings.
Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching. As you can see, there is no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of a knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman.
So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed?
I'm starting to think about that.
It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright.
Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Oh man, ever since my main account, I like this channel. Good thing I came back. Oh, what was your other account? Like mashed potato? Or was it Spud? Oh, great. It's a push all.
Hold it! How did you know?
I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime. Yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy.
The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted.
Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that.
Mr. Wrong.
Oh! Hello again. I haven't seen you in a long time. I recognize that. Only one person in chat says Mr. Wrong. Though I can't remember your name. Miss Star, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I feel that I have found my dream job. I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one.
Laid off? She was fired?
To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless.
Very well. You may continue, Miss Star. This boyfriend, he's the detective?
Not that boyfriend. The security guard.
That boyfriend? You have several?
Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants.
I'll stick with the lunches, thanks. I have a wife.
Note to self, the judge had to think before replying.
I had to think because I was verbally accosted by my wife in my head at this ridiculous statement.
The security guard room is in the lot, in A block. It's okay, doll. If you can't join, that's perfectly fine. I did all of Apollo Justice solo, so I'm fine to this. I just want my friends to show up because it's just fun to hang out with friends, but I am perfectly fine with being alone. Miss Star got a boyfriend in 200 different universes. With the help of Doctor Strange. Dormammu, I've brought you a lunch. Dormammu, I've brought you a different lunch. Dormammu, would you like a bargain lunch? It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. Wow, that'd be incredible to see you doing an entire game by yourself. Well, I did 3 of them. You can go and watch the previous streams to see all of that madness. That was the first time I was live streaming. And you can definitely tell I slowly get into how this works. Incidentally, did you bring your lunch boxes by car? Since I am a visitor now, I parked in B block. So, she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. Emma, why are you here? Something. I had a meat stick for lunch. And I feel like it, attacked on Emma's behalf to stop me. Because Emma has power over little meat sticks. Hold it. You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? It felt like... How would you say? Oh, yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. I have no idea what that means. Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim, Mr. Bruce Goodman, also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. A young cheese? A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn.
If I ever find cheese that's green, I usually throw it out. Then I must be hard, yellowed, sharp as a tack. I didn't have a beard when I first started this job.
Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match. In any case, there, in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Through the wire fence. By garage car, you mean Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes.
Mr. Edgeworth's?
Incidentally, the knife which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it?
Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. Why do you have a themed knife, Edgeworth? My name is Edgeworth. I wouldn't be worth my edge if I didn't have an edge to be worth. And the person you saw, You are sure it was the defendant?
I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her.
If she's telling the truth, we're doomed.
Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick.
Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, is that an impression of me? You are a biased witness.
You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie.
Huh? Rookie?
Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me, I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside.
That was inspiring.
I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism. I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed.
The photograph? You took this?
The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over, and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. Oh, she's got spy gadgets.
I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now?
You'd think I'd show it to you? A prosecutor? Think again.
Oh. Can I reveal the truth of 2025?
Not yet. Wait till it's 2026. Then you can reveal the truth. No spoilers. My boyfriend works in the photograph division of criminal affairs.
Well, this is most certainly the defendant.
Crime photo added.
Uh-oh. That is unmistakably Lana Skye. So, what was the defendant doing at the time?
Sorry, Miles. Come back when you're a little, prosecutor. I meant my truth. Oh. What do you mean by my truth? What kind of spoiler are you wanting to drop?
Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying.
Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all. A man should know the length of his equipment.
Yes, that's about right. What the fuck?
Prosecutors are, by nature, well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. I mean, you gotta know where to put those guts back.
You can't testify to her ability to kill. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean, a person. No. Some.
Well, let's say until we reach 2029, where a Fophis meteor passes by Earth. What does this potato know? Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor.
So, the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Why is Edgeworth pressing her? He's the prosecutor. No, wait, she's chief prosecutor. So, oh, that's interesting. That's why the witness is, like, kind of a rogue agent, because Because the witness is kind of the only person saying that they're guilty. The prosecutors are like, no, it can't be a prosecutor. We'd be fucked. And the defense lawyers are like, it can't be them. That's my client. Yeah, so it's really interesting. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike. No? The defense has a point. Like a knife. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see.
It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it.
You said that before. Any other references?
Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless.
Sounds pretty fatal to me.
What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty?
Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panic next to me makes me calmer.
Don't smile like that!
Oh, frick. Press. By garish car, you mean
Mr. Edgeworth's car. Yes.
Wait, we've done this. I think we've done this.
We've definitely done this.
What an odd case. Okay. And you witnessed this. You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife.
As I've already said, yes. I swear on my finest salmon swirl lunch.
I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? Ahem. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet, it was still stronger than your ever-feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. And how can you tell that?
Blood splatter. They didn't get sent. My main account is still timed out for apparently half a year or something. Oh, I'm sorry. I sadly, because I'm still under 1,000 subs or some stuff like that, I don't really get full control of everything. I don't know where to look for a banned list. It's not like a timeout. My main account just never appears. It's a shame to hear that apparently you spammed and YouTube has stepped in, but I don't know what's going on. And I don't know how to fix it. See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat?
But that's a black and white photo. Yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem. No problem. Except you. Come back when you're a little, richer.
Mr. Wright, you gonna just sit there and take that kind of abuse?
You got a better idea? Ooh.
Apparently you get a lunchbox for going this way.
Now that you mention it, I see no problem here. Other than myself.
But Mr. Wright, you can't just let him walk all over you. That's just sad. Feeling sad, Mr. Wright? Perhaps a bittersweet first love lunchbox is in order.
Well, that was a waste of time. Let's continue with the testimony.
Perhaps I should have dug a little deeper. I have a lunchbox.
I really thought that would harm me. That's why I saved.
Well, where do you see a health bar? Don't you know? You turned on cheats somehow.
Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. Ha ha.
Mr. Wright, are you just gonna let him ha-ha like that?
You got a better idea? Wait! That contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime.
Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies.
That's it?
If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understand it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating like a robot. Hey, that's robo-racist. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder.
Objection! Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photo. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation.
Premeditated murder. A serious offense.
Witness! Add this to your testimony. Witness! Do you know what this is?
Are you trying to test me? I sell lunchboxes for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk.
Indeed, it is my knife. A murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there.
The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, are prosecutors bad people?
The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony.
What's that, rookie?
In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder. And that's why she was wearing those special gloves. It seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, don't forget the weapon.
Your Honor, let me assure you that Lana Skye looks like Lana Skye.
Order! Order! Order!
Great. Now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister is good as free.
Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. Edgeworth, did you stub your toe? What the heck was that? I'm just really smug right now. What? I hope you weren't deluded. I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide had turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah! The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need prove. Nothing else.
Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing?
I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? I didn't call you a thought. I said what you thought. How dare you?
My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated.
Really now? Couldn't care less. Yup. Edgeworth is showing his hand there a little bit. The prosecution could care less. That means you do care.
At least a little. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again.
Let me just check the autopsy report. Let's see. A single stab wound was found. So, not multiple stabs.
Lana Skye, Kias, what a revelation.
Saul Goodman.
Kilometer Edgeworth stubbed his toe near Chicago Casino. What? Well, that detective don't look like a good man to me. It looks more like a stupid man.
I assure you, out of the cops, he really was a good man. As much of a good man a cop can be, Though we are in the world of fiction where there can be good cops. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it?
So, if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy?
Emma, are you hungry? In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. What is it with my assistants and being, like, famished?
I frickin' called it. It is. You use the autopsy report on this.
You say she stabbed him again and again. But you couldn't have witnessed that.
Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my Moss surprise. Specialty of BOO.
I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Star.
This is such a good portrait. I wish I could take away the text box. Why can't I do that? Why is this collection so much worse? Why can't I do things? It's so weird going into a direct downgrade off after Apollo.
The surprise is that it's not moss. Run!
Emma has an eating disorder. She's stressed. Leave her alone. I'm sorry.
What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy states that the death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. You're right! Good show, Mr. Edgeworth.
What a hunk. He's my hero. Really. Lana?
Lana? Wait, not Lana. Emma, back off. It's my boyfriend. Back off, you child. What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness.
You got the crime scene set, right?
That sounded like a command. Ooh, thanks. Nom, 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 nom.
I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood.
Oh, just wait. Oh, just wait. The third game we'll deal with that when we go to... I don't even remember its name. It's the French place.
But now I realize that such mistakes are possible.
So, you're saying you mistook something for blood?
When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Wow, just straight up saying it. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice.
Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify.
That means titty. Yes, it does. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was.
Miss Starr, I demand an objection. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work.
What?
The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph. But that can't be! Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations. Perhaps you finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words, but good.
In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails.
What was my objection? Chopped liver?
It's like they wanted to have a scene play out of Edgeworth constantly jabbing into Angel, but because it's a game, they have to adhere to mechanics, and so they have to be like, the player has to figure it out. But then Edgeworth will talk. But it was there. A scarf. No, not that, but something that. Really? She saw her red muffler? Dang, I thought she wasn't into prosecutors.
Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business.
What?
Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least.
Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. Walk.
The most important part?
The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth.
Wait! Did he say that out loud?
Yeah, it wasn't blue text.
I thought that was in his head.
I'm gonna commit war crimes against the egg. The egg is my arch enemy. Potato forever.
Well, Potato. Sometimes eggs are closer than you think. So always be wary. There could be an egg with you right now. Who knows? If you look in the mirror, you might see the egg. 'Cause which came first? The chicken or you? After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. And yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile.
You are quite determined about this scarf, aren't you?
I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star.
That wasn't a very good metaphor. But it's a great tongue twister. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake.
Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten.
No thanks.
Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites.
I think you're extrapolating the wrong data, Matt Pat.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She just tried to wriggle out of my grasp. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum.
An oil drum? Hard to imagine.
Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Roar.
Miss Star, do you know how to roar?
No.
Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you will.
Oh yeah, Emma did get it wrong. It would be a venomous snake bite.
Fun fact about potato, if you look at my description, it says I was harvested in 1894.
Row is accurate to a lot of big cats. Row. Okay, press. Hold it! You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect?
As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time.
Maybe I should press her for more details. I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. The lunch lady car was... She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. So, you witnessed the murder from here. That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes?
Two gals chilling in the garage, 30 feet apart because they're not gay. One of them is, but she's behind the fence.
Is that correct, Miss Starr?
I mean, I wasn't the gay one. For now. Lana was on the other side of the fence.
You've seen that woman.
Yes, that's right.
But there was a chain link fence in front of you.
I went over it, of course.
Amazing! The Coffin Queen, lunch lady athlete, indeed.
It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence. So she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. Sonic speed.
Imagine, just one mention of Sonic and boom, Ibby shows up in the call. Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high, too. So how did Miss Sky not get away? She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say?
If I remembered exactly, I would have told you in my testimony.
Cheeky. Oh, I'm a bit cheeky.
That seems like cultural appropriation.
It was in my mind, so I'm allowed to think stuff. It's just taking action and saying it with my mouth. That's the bad part.
No, if you think a bad thought, you're a bad person.
No.
Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler.
Just that one word? So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else?
Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone.
Her phone? She can't mean... By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene?
Yes, ultimately.
Ultimately?
My memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see.
No, the court doesn't see, Miss Starr.
The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall.
On the wall? That's right, near the car. There was an emergency phone on the wall.
Apparently, it was out of order.
And so she used her cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying?
Her memory wants to get laid? Oh, yes, my memory just wants to get laid out
on this platter like paper written down. You know, like a testimony. Nothing more. What were you thinking? You should, of course, add this to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. Lana's cell phone updated in the court record. Who are you? I don't know who let this man in here. Yeah, who the fuck are you?
Scientific note. The door was unlocked.
Thank you, Emma. Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Skye. Objection! It's Miss Lana Skye. There is no confirmation of a lover just yet. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias.
Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago.
Well, Miss Starr, is this a fatal contradiction with your testimony? This is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this?
I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up.
Ahem. Let's look at the floor plans.
A muffler at this time of year, this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely
Within your car? Yes. May I see? No.
You know, did that because it's the bit of just, obviously, whoever's saying that is saying that to Edgeworth, but it really should be Phoenix is
Seymour. Hello, I am Phoenix Wright. Oh, this is an unholy concoction of effusion.
because he bluffs all the time and gets away with it.
You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't have possibly seen Ms. Skye making that phone call. How come we can call her Miss Starr but not Miss Skye? Because I don't want to peer into Miss Starr's love life.
You scared boy or something?
I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. Order, order! What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies. Objection! That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question? Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. Imagine someone in chat calling me Phoenix wrong. That'd be ridiculous. Ms. Skye tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it. Pointless to lie. I see. But, say the witness did actually see Ms. Skye using the emergency phone, it would mean Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location. a different location. Now, that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one. Objection! Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime?
All the testimonies we've heard until now points in one direction. It all comes together at this time, and this time happens to be tea time.
The place where Ms. Starr witnessed this crime is... Drumroll, please.
Oh, I forgot to grab the other 2 lunchboxes. Whoops. Luckily, I already have that achievement.
This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room. Indeed, the security room is the underground parking lot. In the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the 2nd floor, so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places she could have seen the phone.
Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room. Yes? Well, Miss Starr? How many years have I been getting... Wait. How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today, a man has gotten the better of Angel Starr.
Order, order, witness! What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better.
I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I will do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty... Is she talking about Miss Sky? Why is there smoke coming out of your contradiction, Miss Starr? What's going on here? Is your pants are on fire? I'm not wearing any pants.
But you have a pants lunchbox which seems to be burning. So obviously the transitive properties, those are your pants on fire. Liar, liar.
Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? It doesn't make sense.
Huh?
She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything.
Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. The truth still stands.
Except for the fact that, if you just noticed there, if she was in the guard station, who took that photo?
Objection.
It still stands. I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this.
I also know that no court ever takes perjury charges. It's bullshit. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So, tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Me? Who else?
Mr. Wright, let's review what we know.
Ms. Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. It must be a vital difference, but what would change?
I've gotten so used to other people being in these streams that sometimes I'll just grab a pretzel and eat it because I forget I'm the only one here today.
It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. Objection. My condolences, Mr. Wright. But one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see. Objection. What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Uh-oh. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to get from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Ms. Sky? Well, witness?
You.
Yes?
You ordered the squid wheels, right?
The quality of my lunches have gone from low to inedible.
I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. I've had boysenberry. It's interesting.
Boysenberry for the boyfriend. Wait, fuck.
He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station.
Phoenix Wright, hope you're ready for a mouth-watering squid roll. I thought we were having steamed cameras. You see, oh no, I said steamed squid. Steamed hams is such a treasure that has
Been bestowed upon to us mortals.
you could put any two characters with it, and it's instantly funny. It's just the sheer premise of it. Just lying out of your constantly.
And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it.
Oh, right, this nonsense lie. Notice how there's more we can see now?
That's why I had to go through the visitors' parking lot in B block.
That's quite the detour.
It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime.
5 minutes? This changes things considerably.
But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic fork.
on my finest plastic spork.
You hear that, Marshy? You can't eat my plastic spoon forks because I gotta swear on them. If I didn't have it, I couldn't make promises. You dare try and deprive me of my promises?
You have a point. And the spork is a wonderful invention.
Would you like another caviar lunch?
Absolutely!
Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something.
Do I have any evidence to stop this? Objection! 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You're gonna make pasta in that amount of time.
If you like it al dente. I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie.
A 5-minute blank? Isn't that strange? Strange? No. Dr. Strange helped her create bargain deals with Dormammu. If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee from the scene. Hey, I'm not a criminal. Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone.
But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different.
Ms. Sky dawdled at the scene of the crime. She had even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony.
Ugh. Fucking men. One day you'll all learn your eggs. You're just waiting to return to the most glorious form you could have, a woman.
Okay, she's obviously a misandrist, and she's going insane. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? This one seems to have expired. Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history.
We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright!
That was too close. I'm afraid that the Coffin Queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned.
Hold it! Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right?
That's the one she tried to foist onto me. I prefer to not take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say?
I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence.
What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr.
Ah. This is your jumbo lunchbox?
Woohoo! A triple decker! Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence.
Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed.
What's she gonna pull out of her lunchbox this time? I thought she said we did it. We screwed the...
Whoa! Whoa, doll!
I don't think you can say that word on a live stream.
I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Ms. Lana Skye. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence.
Here, I'll hop in and try it.
No, wait, no! I only have 200 subscribers. Don't murder me.
Yeah, whoa! Don't kill the tiny channel. There was blood found on that shoe.
Try Lunchland for all of your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence?
Simple. I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself.
And you had blood tests performed?
Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics.
In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence.
What?
You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, the shoe is illegal evidence. At least for the time being.
Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth?
It seems so. Wait, did you call me? I'm right.
Oh! Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth.
Ow.
Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensic department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth.
No.
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
You love saying that, don't you? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen.
You could at least study some evidence law. Really?
The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness.
Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged.
Victim's shoe added to the court record. I hate it.
Notwithstanding as one word. Yeah, it's very funny because it's just,
with the prosecution's complaints notwithstanding.
just say it quickly. Get it over with.
Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
I should have mentioned those 5 minutes. Alright, it's saying to save here. No, that's not the save button. To get the extra lunchbox. But we already missed a few, so I don't know if that's... Oh, great. Oh, great. Oh, great. It's press... Oh!
Notwithstanding, idiot.
How am I going to safely ride this roller coaster? Now,
Read the rest of my chat of steamed squids. It's all gone. Why did you lie about those 5 minutes?
I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results.
The results.
How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing.
Then, why didn't you just tell the truth?
Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimony, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book.
This when the suspect is admitting she did it? But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with.
And now to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up?
Hold it! And you found this shoe at the scene of the crime.
I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive.
So, like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe.
I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe was my secret weapon, if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen.
I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now, tell us what you did next.
Yeah, honestly, Angel Star is one of my favorite characters. She has Star in her name. She has all these little gimmick lunchboxes. And she's got connections everywhere. If the only tweak I would make to change her to make her like all-time 7 out of 7 character is if it wasn't boyfriends, it was girlfriends. But she doesn't lose points necessarily for having a ton of boyfriends because, as she said, she's been getting it over on men. Aura's better there. That is a tough battle between those two. Oh. They both hit very different vibes, but they're both very good. Lesbian and hates all lawyers. Well, she doesn't hate all lawyers. She doesn't. Actually, no, she does hate Phoenix. She keeps calling him Rookie. So maybe. Disdain for the law. Prosecutor is a strange creature found in the wild. Consists with some rare blood type called Update Autopsy Report. She does. She hates the legal system. Yep. The only one she's being nice to is the judge, but that's literally just to butter him up with butter beans. So, you brought it to the forensics department. If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensic expert. And she got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective.
The shoe does appear to have blood stains on it.
Well, the man was stabbed after all.
And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman?
As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on that shoe.
You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test.
You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie?
Huh?
Well, speak up.
Well, blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright.
Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there, which means that we can do more or less narrow any sample down of blood down to just one person. Or, so I hear, with my bag of vials of unknown origin.
That's pretty specific.
If I had a little more time, I would have gotten a DNA. If I had gotten a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said that there's very little doubt it could be anyone but Miss Lana Skies.
So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that.
Is S blood type real?
I think they said all the different blood types. A, B, O, and AB. But there's also positive and negatives of each of those, but I don't think there's an S blood type. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight.
You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some, like your client, she's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe?
A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe?
Here's the problem.
If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there is one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction.
That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now, but you couldn't take the heat, could you?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence. I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of this shoe.
Don't mess with me, rookie, or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Do you want to get stepped on, little man?
Indeed! There is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. That's why I said indeed. That's why I said indeed. Please don't hurt me, Mommy. What? I said nothing. Court hereby stricken that from the record. No one will remember this. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of his shoe? The problem lies in the footprint.
The footprint?
Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime, huh? Can you explain that, Layton? Solve this puzzle. Prove it. Prove why there wasn't any bloody footprints. Inspector Chimley, please get out of here. As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe. Objection! This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Objection! Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. The Minotaur's escaped, and you're about to get the horns, buddy. Order, order, order! Well, witness?
What? Huh? Doing great, Mr. Wright. But it's true that the lack of footprints is a contradiction. But then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint.
Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Think, Mr. Wright, think.
Brain not worky.
That's what happens when people tell you to think?
Inspector Chimney, yes, ma'am.
Good on you, doll.
Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions.
What?
Objection, hold it. Gotcha. I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back when she told us about apprehending the suspect.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. Yeah, there was a lot more flashbacks in the Apollo trilogy. I'm surprised at how little flashbacks there are in this game, let alone the fact that I'm pretty sure they've flashbacked a couple times and they didn't do black and white. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr. Rawr.
I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty?
Oh, that? I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though, apparently, you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory.
Witness! Well, was the oil drum empty? I'm on the edge of my seat!
Hoodwink, 2005.
I miss Bobby Fooldom.
Happy Pride Month! The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright. Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? I'm on the edge of my seat! You don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason, and one reason alone. To erase the blood stain that would become evidence against her. What? That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie her quite clearly to the murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty. Erasing evidence.
That reminds me, Miss Sky's right hand was hurt. She didn't say she cut herself when she stabbed him.
So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe?
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. Wright, do something, please!
What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it.
But...
Enough. Nothing but a but will stop this but. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well.
Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water.
This court finds the defendant, Ms. Lana Sky.
Hold it! Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid Evans by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are, demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence.
Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else. Objection. The time for deliberations is past. Your verdict. Any further comments will be held in contempt of court. Your verdict.
Your threats don't scare the cough up, Queen. Look at this.
A photograph.
I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
I see no room for error with this evidence.
Don't make fun of the child's eating disorder, Angel. You have an eating disorder? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Did you see the new Punch Punch Forever?
Yeah.
Very funny. He knows we're here.
No, I don't. Hello.
Maybe you could step up and be a father by taking care of your child.
My what? Huh. Bye.
I freaking love that subplot. It's so funny. Mr. Wright, wait. Look at the asphalt in this photo.
Hey, it's clearly wet. Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all.
It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia.
Right. Wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end.
This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good. Objection! Your Honor, wait. What is it? What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Then it'll be too late.
Look at this photograph. The last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we get each piece of evidence properly until we get each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, right. What the frick? Someone has boiled that potato and switched its language.
Honey, don't come in. I'm handing down my verdict. I need peace. Are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence?
Yeah! Think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this.
Well, at least you're not Mr. Wrong. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem with this photograph.
The problem in this photograph is here. What's this? You ever wonder how difficult translating jobs are? You don't really think of it. You just think, oh, just Google Translate it, and it just moves it over. But then there's situations like this. Muffler can be both an article of clothing and a part on a car. And because this is a visual piece of evidence, it relates to both, because there is a muffler in the muffler. And so, you can't just raw translate that, because maybe, in another language, muffler does not equal piece of clothing, or does not equal exhaust pipe. And it only equals one of those things. It doesn't equal both. So that means you have to do some crazy gymnastics as a translator to make stuff work again for linguistic switcheroos like this. I just find it fascinating that we take so much effort to take all these linguistic things, and then someone somewhere else has to translate it if they want to translate it. If they want to bring it over to their culture, to their people, to see in their own words.
What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, this is not a private area. We could not give you your verdict in peace. You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph.
A muffler is also a part of a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. A picture of a muffler in a muffler, which I'd... in a picture of a muffler in a muffler.
Muffler stophacies. What, are you breaking down over there, Edgeworth? Edgeworth having strong... Just think of it as part of the exhaust system. A pipe. I see, and I see. What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler?
So what if there is something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Objection!
Sorry, Ms. Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has in mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court.
Yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had confused me in my earlier testimony. Muffler. Ugh.
Ugh. Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence.
Oh. Ah! That was a long hit. I was not expecting that.
Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings.
Sus. You see it everywhere. Suspend?
I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law and Lady Justice herself. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth.
Create a suspend point. Create a sus point. Wait. Create a point.
The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Whew. That was close. But we made it. At least for now.
Bring me the head of Gadget. I mean that cloth. What are you referencing? There's only one Gadget I can think of. And that's a mouse named Gadget. Or the other thing that I actually thought of like, when I hear Gadget, I don't think of the mouse first. I think of that when it's like, what are other people referencing? The first thing I think of when I hear Gadget is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetype. Because can you expect me, a person who loves machines and mechanical stuff like that, to be a machine archetype specialist in Yu-Gi-Oh? Well, you should. I used to play Ancient Gear, Gadget, Cyber Dragon, Deskbot, and a whole flurry of other ones. Inspector Gadget. I always forget about that. I've never, ever seen an episode of it, and I've never seen the movies. I saw an ad for the movie. It was in front of one of the other movies that I had, but I can't remember which one at this moment. But I would see the ad for the Inspector Gadget live-action movie.
This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. In that time, I shall be replaced by Lady Justice. Because, no boy, the judge is getting really painful to do. I'm nearly out of tea with how much it's causing. It's lunchtime, after all. He's still hungry.
Go, Gadget, help me build this birdhouse, Dad! Man, this is a long trial segment.
February 23rd, 11:56 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Remember, I switch 'em.
Mr. Wright.
Huh? What?
Are trials always like this with you? Like, you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there.
Pretty much. Except today, we're swimming in quicksand.
So what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers.
Probably something to do with that piece of cloth.
So, this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth.
I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell you the truth. Who in the... Oh, there's only one person who says partner. Hola, partner. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least.
Officer McCree!
It's not McCree anymore. It's Cole Cassidy. Or Marshall.
Officer Marshall!
I thought I'd come take a look and see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. That hard to slip out, huh? What is going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example.
Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf.
You don't say. Now, don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day, too. She was wearing a red muffler.
What?
At the awards ceremony that afternoon, Edgeworth's seen it too, I'd reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf.
So, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken.
Well, it's about time. It's high noon. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. Ugh, I have a bad feeling about this.
So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright?
If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Whoo-wee! Can you tell that I used to do a McCree voice for comic dubbing? Because I did. I could even do that classic thing in voice chat. Just go, "It's high noon," and freak out the entire ally team. It's pretty funny. But you can only do it once. It's even funnier when there isn't a McCree on the other side and they're just like,
Wait a minute, where'd that alt come from?
February 23rd, 12:32 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 9.
It's odd timing. I'd like to resume.
What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution.
Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue. Your lips are purple. You're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over. Your back is bent.
It can't be. This can't happen.
I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation.
This is unacceptable! It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Who? Oh. Oh! Ah, dang it. I really hope this character would have shown up. Like, when there were other people. But it'll have to do. Excuse me. Knock, knock. Who's there? What's with this guy? A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom.
Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth?
Who on earth is he? Don't steal my mental lines.
Ah, it's you.
Oh! Sorry I'm late, Edgy. The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, Edgy. How you been? Swim much these days? Oh, Udgy. It's Judge. It's Judgy. Udgy. Not Edgy.
Hello. No, I've been so busy.
Busy, smidgy, Judgy. My boy? Are you being possessed right now? It looks famishing on you.
Yes, I currently am.
You have to take time to relax your throat.
Yes, indeed. Udgy? Seems to be his nickname for the judge.
I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? So, you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks? So sorry about our little worthy giving you all that trouble. You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. Little worthy?
Mr. Wright. You don't know the district chief of police.
Chief of police?
He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district.
Name's Gant. Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone.
So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Same time as Ms. Starr being ejected.
Well, it's worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's
My sister's muffler!
So, Miss Starr wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Ms. Sky really was wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed in that exhaust pipe. On little Worthy's car, no less. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us.
What is this?
It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Look how prim and proper. Objection, Chief! What kind of outfit are you running?
Mr. Edgeworth.
Do you have any idea how high of a kill count he has to get to #1 position?
I'm the top shot in the precinct. No one's aim is better. How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now, wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature. Is there Miles Edgeworth? That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made.
This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. His pause lasts for a century. Oh, you don't know the half of it, Potato. I have played this... Let me just, show an example. I have a little macro set to my mouse that is just a recording of me tapping the button as fast as I can, because I don't actually want to tap that button and break my mouse again, because that's what I did to my last mouse. It died because I played too many clicker games, honestly. But now I have this thing that allows me to go like this. And I don't know if you'll notice, but it goes through lines really quickly. Oh, frick. Do we push that? But I don't know if it'll show right here, but Damon Gant has slow lines, aka lines that explicitly don't allow you to skip through them. This was hectic when I was just trying to get all the achievements. So, let's teleport back. The court accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Did we save at the right moment? Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and... If I cut my fingers, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. But yeah, Damon Gant and Marshall both have slow lines for some reason. I feel like it's a new technique they learned while making this case, and they're like, "Oh, let's do that." So that's why I'm voicing Gant very specifically as a slow talker. I deliberately extend every syllable of the important words. Because he does that in the game mechanics. Blah! Don't scare me like that. I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. Blood.
switchblade knife. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police and this knife?
Sure thing. Not a problem. Even a little one. Really? This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this case here, so I can't much talk about it.
There was a murder at the police department. A detective?
That's hush-hush information, Udgy. We haven't exactly announced it yet.
Wait a second. Objection! You said 5:15. An hour and a half of 4 p.m. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Order, order, order!
Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top-secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay?
I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Wright, 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. Who else was killed?
Well, I can't say that, no, not just yet. You have to prove a connection between that and this case. Otherwise, it's top secret, hush-hush. This knife is special, but I can't say how here.
Wait a second. Objection!
Ah! At last! An honest-to-goodness objection!
This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean?
Ha ha! An honest-to-goodness, what do you mean from Udgy? This is great!
Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92. And this is important. Why? Over here, we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7s 12 2? Your Honor, it's upside down. The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? Whoa! Oh! Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL9, that's the same that is written on the knife's tag. Order! Order! Well, Chief? Mind telling me what you're doing on the witness stand?
Making a testimony, obviously. Ah, well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, righto.
I win? What game is this guy playing?
This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. Prescott.
On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department?
That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Udgy?
I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect?
Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact.
Just arrested. That was quick.
But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, righto?
I suppose I could help. If you help me by giving me data on your case.
Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only.
Where the victim was found.
So, tell me, where was the victim found?
Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found. But I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department.
The evidence room? Wait a sec. I've heard of that.
The evidence room. Did he mention that in his testimony just now?
This knife was evidence in a case, but it was stolen from the department's evidence room.
Why do you get a flashback voice? Where's the connection between that? What do you mean? There's the connection between the two cases.
You seem happy, Mr. Wright.
Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now, we can get Gant to testify about the details. Hold it! Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven.
You don't say. Well, out with it, righto. What's your connection?
Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention, the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. And we also know that a detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed, there do seem to be many connections for it to be a coincidence. There seem to be too many connections.
You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here.
Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department.
See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet, and all.
Can we get information unofficially?
Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all.
See what I mean? He takes so long!
What? Really?
Who would have guessed?
I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay?
Hold it! Tell us the name! If you're gonna tell us a little, why not tell us everything?
Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly.
Oh, well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number?
Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that.
Of course not. You won't tell me their name, after all.
We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 5842189.
Well, that's quite long.
And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts.
8-2. I can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? It's not my knowledge of Lady Justice that's being spoken here. It is the judge's. I only have what the judge has. I cannot pull any information from beyond the veil. You'd need a fae to do that. The ID number of the victim at the police department. This tells me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning, it has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you? Witness! What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just, I got confused. And this is news? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do. The police department, the prosecutor's office. 2 places, 2 detectives murder. At one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh, is it yours? No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney. Remember? Sorry, new body. He doesn't exactly keep all that information locked up, you see. This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman.
Shame on you, Righto. Personal IDs are top secret.
Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. Here. Huh. And this means what exactly? Huh? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier, that started with 82. I've forgotten. You didn't even get the first number right again! The police chief gave us... The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189. Objection! Wait a second, Wright. What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The two ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that?
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Sharp as a tack, Righto. Sharp as a tack.
But wait. Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet, a detective, Bruce Goodman, was also killed in the police department, in the evidence room at the exact same time. Objection! That's impossible. So what you're saying is the same person was killed at the same time, and in completely different locations. I was reading chat. I didn't realize that'd be an auto scroll. No. Order! 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 Chief, what does this mean? Objection! No, what I want to know is why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of this case.
Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered.
Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case.
Wait.
Good for Saul.
Or Bruce.
Why did they let this trial start if
All of this is going on.
Because. Funny joke. Do you think I'm a very serious chief of police? No.
What did I miss? Blue Badger is the culprit of causing Alderaan to be destroyed by Death Star. It was the Blue Badger. Who else was killed?
We already read that one.
I said, wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight, the grave error, Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours.
What? How dare...
We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our officer Meekins who brought you the news.
Officer Meek...
Mr. Wright. Where have we heard that name before? Wait. Ah! Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. I do not remember how I did Meekins in the Apollo Justice series.
You don't mean him?
According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe.
But your officer, he told me, he said that the report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident.
Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report.
Ah! Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making that connection. He did seem challenged.
In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy.
Objection! But, sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then
No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy.
What?
Now, what was the second rule of evidence law?
Well, Mr. Wright?
Huh? Oh, well, it's, Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant?
Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial.
Why did my stream end? Guess it's just my phone whacking out. Whacking out wackies. Mr. Meekin's tried to tell you something with Wright and MR there. Why does this sound familiar?
Normally, you submit a list of... Yes, I already read that part. This report wasn't on that list.
So, what does this mean?
I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Righto over here. Good job, Righto, my boy.
Huh? I was just doing my job. No. No! I don't know why, but the animation of him putting down his hand and going, no, just made me think of a cat going, no.
It seems we have come to the end of this trial.
I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy. What with all those rumors? You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December.
I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Please, just give me 1 day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do.
You'd better get results this time. Really?
You have my profound apologies, sir.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I will grant 1 further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned. Whoa! 1 more day. They get a chair? Why does my YouTube keep floundering out? I should probably check OBS. OBS is running fine. Let's check YouTube. Stream health. What's going on? Well, that's probably why. In the YouTube studio, it's been running the live thing. I wish it auto-paused that. Okay. So, to all 2 of the chat members, a potato and a doll, do you think I should do the next 30 minutes to get more of the investigation segment out of the way? Or should we just end stream here? Just a nice, quick 2-hour, 30-minute solo. Is anyone here? Is a better question, because I don't know if anyone else is having issues. You do voice MR. And the investigation segment is where the investigation partners really talk. Yeah, I think we'll end it here. So, thank you all for watching this stream. Like the stream, comment your thoughts, watch the previous streams if you can't get enough, and subscribe to the channel to be notified when new videos come out. And we come out with a new live dubbing stream every Monday, noon PST. And you can check out the other guests that generally show up on this channel in the description below, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye!